So hi guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel Abhishek Bansal. So guys, myself Abhishek Bansal from Mumbai. I take law and audit for both final and inter. I hope you guys are studying amazingly because now exams are very close. So all my students from Chennai, Bangalore, Ahmedabad and Bombay, people who have studied face to face through me, and Pan India, Dubai, Nepal, people who have studied through video lectures, I hope you have studied so well that we will crack November 23. So as you know, the RTP is out of the institute for audit. So I'll be teaching you in this lecture the amendments, if any, and the content of RTP. Make sure when you have studied everything, in the lectures also I have told you to study May 23 suggested, November 22 suggested, that is ICI paper, May 22 suggested. Please solve correct, incorrect. Please solve correct, incorrect, plus the questions orally. Things are repetitive. Plus mock test paper series 1, series 2 of November 23 attempt, plus RTP of November 23 attempt, plus RTP of May 23 attempt. Please solve this thoroughly. Previous attempt ka RTP I have uploaded on my channel. You can check it in case if you need any assistance, or else please solve it orally. Now if you see 88 marks is 90 marks is a descriptive paper. 1, 2, 3, 3 papers. Okay, 270. RTP you can take 100 marks paper or 120 marks paper. So 240 of 2 RTPs. 2 mock paper are around 120. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things are 120. 12 4s are 48. 480 marks and 270 marks ka suggested. So 420 marks plus 270 marks ka suggested. Total this much. 420, 270, that is 690 marks. Close to 700 marks are content you are revising. What will happen? 50 to 80 marks things will come same. It is repetitive. It is repetitive. November 23 ka to RTP we are doing it together only. Okay. In case if you want audit revision lectures, people who are from south, if you want English lecture, I have divided into 2 parts. Inter audit marathon part 1, part 2, it is uploaded on the channel. No amendment, same. People who are who understand Hindi English mix, you can check. I have uploaded inter audit marathon English. If you understand little Hindi, you can watch that. So one video is around 27 hours and English video is around 19-20 hours. Okay, content is same, notes is same. If you want to download the notes, you can visit www.letstudyindia.in. There you will see a section of free resources. In free resources you can download the handwritten notes of inter audit. Okay, so let's start the RTP and the amendment. Section 53, first amendment given in the RTP, no change, it is of May 23 only. People who have studied through me, we have done this. If you know shares discount, it is not allowed, but there are certain exceptions if you remember. Corporate debt restructuring scheme as approved by the RBI, if you know. So you can issue shares at discount to the creditors. Provided the scheme is approved by the RBI. Same amendment. I mean, it was already amended. I have already taught you. They have just repeated it. Then, if you contravene, and number 2 is sweat equity shares. If you remember, sweat equity shares, it can be issued at discount to the employees. Okay, penalty. Amount raised for discount issue, or rupees 5 lakhs, whichever is less, plus company you have to refund all the money along with 12% interest per annum from the date of issue of such share to the person to whom such shares are issued. So everything is same, no change from the content. You have already studied this. Auditor, what you have to check? Whatever content you have revised, studied above, you just have to write the auditor should check so and so, the auditor should check so and so, the auditor should check so and so. Clear? You will find this in chapter called as audit of items of financial statements. There we have done this. Now company audit. So certain things are added here. It is not impacting or changing any answer. Same, we have already done this. It is not a new amendment. I forgot to inform you, there are no amendments in audit. There are no amendments in audit for November 23. Whatever amendment were there in November 22, they have carried for May 23. Whatever amendments they have given in May 23 RTP, they have carried forward for November 23. No amendments. If you remember A, B, C, D, E, F, O, O mein other wala point is there. Other. such other matter as may be prescribed. It is there in our book. So 3 things are there: pending litigation, number 2 material forcible losses, and delay in transferring to IPF. This was already there. Then as an amended part, November 22 attempt, okay, these things were added. So the auditor will say in the report that, if you remember the intermediary entity, for example, if you are auditing AB Limited, so AB Limited has not given any loan to X Limited, and X Limited have not transferred that money to, let us assume, Y Limited. That means your client has not given any money to the intermediary, so that intermediary transfer it to someone else, or vice versa. AB Limited, imagine Alibaba has not given any money to AB Limited. Our client is AB Limited, and AB Limited has not transferred it to TCS. If you remember, the same example I have been given everywhere. Same example I had given. Okay. So here also you are auditing from the perspective of AB Limited. AB Limited has not given. Here in the second example, Alibaba has not given to AB. AB has not received it and given it to TCS. The auditor will state in the report. Then, where the dividend declared or paid during the year by the company is in compliance with section 123. This they can ask in the exam. So if dividend is not complied, auditor, as an auditor you will write in the report as per section 143 subsection 3. Then audit trail. If you remember, that was the amendment for specifically for May 23 attempt. Whether the company has used such accounting software for maintaining the books of account, which is a feature of recording, audit trail, edit log facility. Like if you have passed the entry today, there should be a provision. If the company is changing it, they can change it, but they have to give the details. What date they have changed, what they have changed, what amount they have changed, what description they have changed. That is called as edit log facility. And the same has been operated during the year for all the transactions recorded in the software. Clear? Punishment for non-compliance, you have already studied section 147. No change, no change, no change. I will just repeat for your reference. You can check in the book. In auditor chapter you will find this. We have already studied the updated one. It is not a new amendment. If company contravenes the entire series 139 to 146, company, you will be liable for 25,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees. And every officer, you will be liable for 10,000 to 1 lakh rupees. 25 to 5 is for the company, 10 to 1 is for the officer. If the auditor contravenes his sections, which section? 139, 144, 145. 139 is appointment, 144 is prohibited services, 145 is signing of the audit report. Same penalty, 25,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees. But on the maximum part, they will say, or 4 times 25,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees, 25,000 to 5 lakh rupees, or 4 times the remuneration, whichever is less. If purposefully, willfully, knowingly auditor has contravened, then imprisonment up to 1 year and 50,000, but which may extend to 25 lakh rupees, or 8 times the remuneration, whichever is less, or 8 times the remuneration, whichever is less. Plus company has to, and if you have been convicted, like in this para, if you have been convicted, you have to refund the remuneration and pay for the damages. No change in the answer, no amendment, everything is same. Clear? This you don't have to study. Finish. So clear, no amendments in inter audit November 23. These 3 things are repetitive, but you have to concentrate. ICA can test you on section 53, 147, 147 they had asked last time also, and plus this one, company audit wala part. Okay. Okay. There's a mistake in the answer. C.A. Donald was appointed as the auditor of PS Limited at the remuneration of 30,000, and however, after 4 months of continuing his service, he could not hold office of the auditor as his wife got a government job at a distant place and he needs to shift. So the auditor will resign. Thus he resigned. To resign ka penalty. How much fine he will be punishable? So fine, as per the amendment which you have already studied the amendment ka part, 50,000 rupees or the remuneration of the auditor, whichever is less. 50,000 or the remuneration which is that is 30,000, but which may extend to 2 lakh rupees. So 30,000 to 2 lakh rupees. 30,000 to 2 lakh rupees is the fine, because he have not filed ADT 3. He has not filed ADT 3. Okay. Institute is saying Students are also advised to refer the RTP of paper to corporate and other laws. Students are advised. I am not advised. Students are advised. So I'll be putting a video for other law, corporate and other law amendment. As such, no amendments. Whatever amendments were there were made 23, they are already repeated. So first I'm recording audit ka video, then I'll be recording law ka video. So you can find it on the channel. So for such more content, please follow the channel, subscribe, inform your friends, and do watch revision session. Cool. So let's start the RTP ka questions. That's important. So we do the MCQs later on. First, let's do the correct incorrect. No, let's go reverse. Come to page number 14 of RTP. Page number 14. Now see, you go to website, let's learn in. So you'll get final lectures, you'll get inter lectures, everything. Now if you want any notes, so you go to free resource. Can you see this? I clicked on these 3 dots on the left side. Go to free resource. So you'll get Caro handwritten notes, inter audit handwritten notes for you, that is relevant, Caro is relevant. Then final notes are there, notes are there. Accounts and auditors handwritten notes, you will find that in inter audit also. Then essay analysis last 5 attempt, it is for final CA, and CA inter law revision November 23. So whatever is your group you are appearing, you can download it. Okay. In case if you need any lecture, you can visit CA final, CA foundation, if any of your friend is there. CA final combo, CMA inter, CA inter, all lectures are here. So get all other teachers also, whatever subjects you want, in case if you are appearing for final in future attempts. Okay. The website is lesssonindia.in. In case if you want any assistance, you can call on the number. Here the numbers are there: 844-844-8919, 9987-045-565. Cool. Now check out the question. 28A. Public money should not be used for the benefit of a particular person or section of society. List out the exception to the rule while conducting audit against propriety. We have written this. Let me just take you the chapter, audit of different entity, Gali's wala chapter. In that we have done something called propriety audit. 6B, generally that is my point, it becomes 6B. People from Ahmedabad, if you know, we have done this chapter. 6B. Okay, in that if you have written propriety audit answer, in propriety with the 4th point, money should not be in a particular section of the society except there were 4 exceptions. This one, the money should not be used for a particular section of the society unless the amount is insignificant. A claim for the amount could be enforced in court of law. The expenditure is as per the recognized policy or custom. The amount of allowances to meet the expenses are not the whole source of profit to the recipient. This 4 exception, 4 line, and we have marked this as important also in your notes. You can check it. Then 6 important advantages of accounts audit of partnership firm. So why do we do audit? To gain fair view, to keep a check on the employees, to get proper taxes. 44 AB of income tax requires audit if the turnover is more than 1 crore. At the time of dissolution, any dispute to resolve. So advantages of audit from chapter number 1, you can write here audit of for advantages for audit of accounts of partnership firm. So it is advantages of audit. Why do we do audit? To obtain loans, to pay proper taxes, anything you can write. Clear? Now, chapter number 12, question number 26, bank audit. Same module question, same in our book, it is the same question. Your firm has been appointed as a branch auditor of SP Bank Limited. Discuss about the primary evidence you will look into while carrying out the verification of advances. Like company is giving loan, like bank is giving a loan. So what thing as an auditor you will check? Here, sir, when the bank is giving loan, credit score, CIBIL score, loan agreement, collateral, security, repayment schedule, okay, rate of interest, purpose of the loan. Very good, done. We have written this answer also in the notes. 27 is the past exam question. It is important, they can ask you again. TAP Industries Private Limited company engaged in obtaining rice from paddy is enjoying a cash credit facility against hypothecation of paid stock and book debts. Eligible up to 90 days only from LMB for 4 crores. So they are enjoying these facilities. The letter sanctioning the above credit stipulates 25% margin on the stocks and 40% on the DOC up to on the book debts up to 90 days. Okay. While preparing the stock statement 30th June, accountant of the company calculates value of stock as 5 crore, including 1 crore of rice which was lying in low lying godown and was completely damaged. So 4 crores आ जाएगा वहाँ पर, and was completely damaged in the recent floods caused by river Yamuna. Okay. Debtors are 3 crores including 50 lakhs outstanding for the last 6 months. Trade creditors are on date of 2 crore rupees. Okay, these are he calculated DP drawing power as 3.30 crore. Is he correct? Justify with your working what does drawing power calculated by you signifying to the borrower company. So you have to calculate drawing power and define drawing power. So bank audit in the module they have given a question. We have done this question when I was teaching in the class. People who have studied bank audit from someone else do this concept. Please carry calci in the exam. Please carry calcium. Now, so 5 crore is the value of stock minus 1 crore because it is destroyed. So my value of the stock is 4 crore. Acha, 2 out of 4 crores when you sell the stock, you will earn 4 crores. But 2 crores will go to the creditors. 2 crores will go to the creditor. So how much stocks we are left with? Only 2 crore rupees. Now what do? You reduce the margin. Margin is how much? Sir, 0.50. Like 25% na? 2 crores ka 25%, that's 0.50. So my drawing power for stock is 1.5. This is my first figure. So this is my first figure. Now you take out debtors. Debtors are 3 crores first. Then debtors outstanding you reduce it because it will become your bad debts 0.50. So my net debtors are 2.50. Less my margin. Margin is how much? For 40%. 2.5 ka 40 is 1. So my drawing power is 1.5. This is 2. So total drawing power is 3 crores. So the calculation of DP is not correct. The drawing power 3 crore signifies that company can realize funds up to the tune of 3 crore only against sanction credit of 4 crore. So sanction is 4, but we can use only to 3 crore because this is our drawing power. Understood? Exam may calculation comes. So please carry calci in the exam. Important question. So what we do? We note down all the important questions here. This is 27. So I'll write here November 23 RTP question 27. Okay. Then 25th. What an auditor should state in basis for opinion section of the report? Basis of opinion mein. Basis of opinion. When the auditor modifies the opinion on FS, explain the amendments he should make in this section. When you do disclaimer, then the para get changed. Disclaimer. We have done the audit as per SA. Our responsibility is stated in the auditor's responsibility para. We have obtained all the evidence to form basis for the opinion. And one more point is there. This is audit report chapter. Module question, no new change. Audit was conducted as per SA. Our responsibility is written in audit responsibility para. Ethical requirements and code of ethics we have complied and we have obtained SAI. So when you give modification of the opinion, so you change the heading, qualified opinion, basis for adverse opinion, basis for disclaimer opinion, right? Basis for qualified, basis for adverse, basis for disclaimer. And within this section include a description of the matter giving rise to the modification. So module question, content of basis of opinion para, no new change. Then 24. Communicating key audit matter in the report is in the context of the auditors having formed an opinion on the FS as well. Communicating CAM is not considered as a substitute. Same question, is not considered as a substitute for alternative for a number of important items. What are those items? Not a substitute for going concern, not a substitute for disclosure in FS, not a substitute for modification, and is not an opinion on individual matters. If you remember the 4 point. Model question, no new change, no new answer. Okay. Question 21, guys. Can you write this answer? First order of a government company and non-government company. 60, 30, 60. 60, 30, 60, 30, 90 if you remember this. Subsequent order, government and non-government within 180 days, and then वहाँ पर आएगा OR first AGM till 6 AGM, then and thereafter individual for 5 years form for 2 terms of 5 years each. Easy. 22, because of the amendment they had asked. As per 143(3)(j, the audit report shall include such other matters as may be prescribed by Rule 11. Discuss those matters on which views and comments of the auditor are required. 22. Amendment wala part. These three things were same: pending litigation, forcible losses, delay in IPF, and fourth, 5th, 6th because of the amendment. So I am marking it here. (27, 22). State the matters to be included in the audit report as per Caro regarding Nidhi company and transaction related party. Guys, Nidhi ko diya. 1:20 wala. My net own fund to deposit liability should be 1:20, and minimum 10% should be invested in unencumbered term deposits. Clause number 12. And 13वीं रिश्तेदार की South people 13 number 13 related party. Section 180 is complied or not. So 23 also important. Please study Caro thoroughly. It can come in the exam. It can come in the exam for minimum 4 marks. It can go to 6 also. Cool. So 22, 23 and 27. These are 3 important questions. Audit of items of FS. Question 19. अब देखो, audit of items of FS. Now, question number 20. How will you verify hire purchase transaction in case of an entity? If you remember, lease transaction, hire purchase transaction, JCB wala example, same answer we have written in the notes. Same question, no change. Now, a junior accountant of a limited company has not separated transaction of one period from those in ensuing period. Prior period items. State the correct procedure to be followed and the areas in which it can be applied. So 20B is a new question, different question. So 31st March ka accounting entries and post that 1st April ka accounting entry. What is the difference? 20 ka B. So this is basically called as cut-off arrangement. So accounting is a continuous process because the business never comes to a halt. It is therefore necessary that the transaction of one period would be separated from those in the ensuing period so that the results of the working of each period can be correctly ascertained. The arrangement that is made for this purpose is called as what? Cut-off arrangement. It essentially forms part of the internal control system of the organization. Now, so it can be used for sales, purchase and inventory. It is used for purchase, sales and inventories. Now, if the goods are purchased in which property in which has already been passed on to the client, like when the ownership is transferred, have in fact been included in the inventories and the liability has been provided in case of credit purchase. In case of sales, the auditor should see that the inventories have been excluded and the credit has been taken for sales. If the value of the sales is to be received, the concerned party has been debited. He should check sample documents evidencing the movement of inventory into and out of stores, including documents pertaining to like GST invoice. You can check purchase bill, sale. You can write it in your own words. So this is basically the definition of cut-off procedure, cut-off arrangements. Clear? Now, (19th). Messrs. Map and Co. Chartered Accountants have been appointed as the auditors of LMP Private Limited. The partner of the firm asked your audit assistant to carry out the examination in depth of payment made to creditor. Payment made to creditor. If you remember vouching and verification, vouching, payment made to examination in depth, they are confused. You have to write basically creditor ka payment made to creditor. Basically vouching, bills check karo, invoice, agreement, contract over the current period of time, approved under competent authority, distinguished between capital revenue expenditure and has been recorded in books of accounts. Done. Also advise him for the documents to be verified. The purchase bill, GST, GST invoice, goods received note, GST credit, GST ledger, you can check. So all those connected points you have to write. So 19 is easy. Still I am writing it because it's a new variety ka question. New variety ka question. Done. AP. Flower Limited presented its FS for the year 22-23 to its auditor for expressing an opinion thereon. The auditor, while carrying out the audit standard comparing various items of P&L of the year ended, audit was with previous financial years. What is the auditor trying to achieve by carrying out those comparisons? He is comparing analytical procedures. So you have to write the definition of AP. First question from our notes. So if the balance is in P&L of an entity compared with those in the P&L of that of the previous year, it will be possible to find out the reason for increase or decrease in the amount of profit of those years. So you write the definition and then you say if P&L is compared to increase or decrease in the profit. Now, by setting up certain expenses ratio, what you can check out? So you can compare them with the ratios of the previous year. If difference are to be found material, the auditor would ascertain the reasons thereof and assess whether the accounts have been manipulated to inflate or suppress the profit. If it is possible to identify the existence of unusual transactions, so it will have implication on the audit. Basically, we do AMAR. The auditor should modify the audit report. Okay. So this is also a new question, 17th. When designing and performing SAP either alone in combination with test of detailed substantive procedure in accordance with SA 330, the auditor shall determine the suitability of particular SAP for giving assertion, taking into account the assessed ROM if any of this assertion discuss. Same module content, model question, no new variety. Sampling. Chinta Money Limited appoints Chintan and Money as a star auditor. Chinta Money for the financial year 22-23. Chintan and Money seem to have different opinion on the audit approach to be adopted for audit of Chinta Money Limited. Money is of the opinion that 100% checking is not required and they can rely on the audit sampling techniques in order to provide them a reasonable basis on which they can draw conclusion about the entire population. Definition of sampling. Chintan is concerned whether the use of sampling has provided a reasonable basis for conclusion about the population that has been tested. What is this? You are required to guide Chintan about his role if audit sampling has not provided a reasonable basis for conclusion about the population that has been tested as per SA 530. So audit sampling ka definition we have to write and content of audit sampling. So the auditor shall evaluate the results of the sample and whether the use of sampling has provided reasonable basis for drawing the conclusion on the population that has been tested. Now, if it is not providing the conclusion, the basis for the conclusion, so he will request the management to investigate the misstatement that have been identified and the potential for further misstatements and determine the nature, time and extent of further audit procedure to achieve the required assistance. Finished. So 15 also new variety. New variety. Then, the auditor is required to project the misstatement for the population to obtain a broad view of the scale of misstatement explained in detail. Anomaly ka definition plus audit sampling ka definition. Read this answer. Read this answer. I am here only, read. So we mark 16. Okay. Automated environment, very repetitive question, very important question. List the point that auditor should consider to obtain understanding of the company's automated environment. Copia. List the point that auditor should consider to obtain understanding of the company's automated environment. Understanding का answer was essay was 315, documentation का it was essay 230 if you remember this. 14th VIP Alok. VIP Alok. Obtaining an understanding of company's automated environment. Versions, information system, purpose, architecture, L was location, O was outsource, K was key persons. VIP Alok. Okay. Same question, no new variety. Now 13th. When a business functions operates in more automated environment, we are likely to see several business function actors happening within the system. List down the business functions and actors happening within the system. Tough question. When a business operates in a more automated environment, we are likely to see several business functions and activities happening within the system. List down the business function happening within the system. Relevance of IT in audit. Relevance of IT in audit. Cabru. Relevance of IT in audit. Question is same, but the answer remains the same. Cabru it is. Cabru. Question change, answer remains the same. Okay. Then 11 and 12 same in module. Illustrate any 3 techniques by which fraud can be committed by management overriding controls. Management overriding control. There's a code, I forgot the management overriding control. We have done this in the module. And write the circumstance and indicate the possibility of fraud due to problematic or unusual relationship between the auditor and the management. Both are module question, no new variety. Techniques of fraud committed by management, and this was a problematic wala answer. Both are module question, no new variety. No new variety. Okay. Then wrap chapter. Risk of material misstatement refers to the risk that the FS are materially misstated prior to the audit. Discuss the level at which risk exists. So risk exists at FS level and at TABD level, if you remember. FS level is overall level, TABD is transaction account balance and disclosures. Okay. Now let's check the answer, 10th answer. Overall FS level and TABD level. Read this answer. We'll mark this. Cool hai? Now question number 9. Obtaining an understanding of the entity and its environment, establish a frame for reference within which the auditor plans the audit and exercise professional judgment through audit. Explain by giving example. Explain by giving obtaining understanding, again SA 315, but what they have asked you example. They have not asked you the theory. You have to give examples. And AP performed as RAP may identify aspects of the entity of which the auditor was unaware. So your AP and risk wala answer you have to write it together. So both ka answer we will read it together. Now, so what are the examples? Sir, assessing the ROM of the FS. Number 2, determining the materiality in accordance with SA 320. So ROM के लिए 315 SA, materiality के लिए SA 320. Considering the appropriateness of selection and application of accounting policies. Then identifying the areas where related party transactions are, like example is related party transaction, where more consideration is required. फिर developing expectation for use of performing AP and WRs, evaluating the sufficiency and appropriateness of audit evidence obtained, such as the appropriateness of the assumptions and of the management's oral and written representations. So this you need to mug it up. Examples when you are obtaining the understanding, where it is required, so to assess the ROM, materiality. Third, special consideration for RPT, performing AP and sufficiency and appropriateness of audit evidence. Now, B wala question is general answer, AP plus risk ka point. You can write any 5 points of your choice. Number 1, number 2, number 3, four, number 5. That's it. Read B wala answer. And 9A will be marking. Oops, Babu. Read the marked points. Done. Question number 8. Easy question it is. Explain what constitutes audit evidence in an audit of FS. Definition of audit evidence: any information obtained by the auditor while conducting audit. A combination of test of accounting records and other information is generally used by the auditor to support his opinion on the FS. Explain and discuss the meaning of audit evidence in detail. So you have to write the essay 5 and contain what you again meaning of audit evidence, procedures for audit evidence, techniques of audit evidence, whatever you know about audit evidence, write everything here. Write everything. Then 7 Kabi. T Limited has used the service of an expert for the purpose of physical verification of its inventory, which is appearing in the FS of the company, at 75 crores. Discuss the broad parameters you would take into consideration while deciding about the work using the work performed by the management expert in physical verification of company's inventory records. Discuss the broad parameters auditor would take into considerations while deciding about the using the work performed by management expert in physical verification of company's inventory. Okay, so 7B is a new question. Three things. Sir, what it is? Evaluation of competence, capability and objectivity of the expert. Number 2, obtaining an understanding of the work of that expert and evaluating the appropriateness of the expert work as audit evidence for the relevant assessment. This same content is for SA 620 also, auditor's expert. This same content is for management expert. So 7B, new question. You can expect this in exam. 7B. Then 7A. It says the auditor shall assemble the audit documentation in an audit file and complete the administrative process assembling the final audit file on timely basis. Explain in details. So audit documentation, maybe we have studied that audit documentation should be prepared and it is a property of the auditor. It should be written for 7 years from the date of signing of audit report or group auditor's report, whichever is later, if you remember all this. Plus it should be prepared before the date of audit report. After the date of audit report within 60 days. After the date of audit report within 60 days. Very important MCQ it was. So 7A also please mark. 7A also mark. Then 6A. Written representations are to be provided by the management to the auditor when requested. Explain. Definition of WR SA 580. An audit documentation referred to the record of 3 items. Explain clearly the objective and nature of audit documentation. To mark 6B. 6A was model question. It was easy. 6B is a new question. Audit documentation referred to the record of 3 items. Explain the objective. So definition of audit documentation, it says it refers to the record of audit procedure performed, relevant evidence obtained and conclusion reached. Audit procedure performed, relevant evidence obtained and conclusions reached. The objective is sufficient and appropriate record of the basis for the auditor's report. Number 2, the audit was planned and performed as per SA and other relevant regulatory and legal requirements. Then nature. Audit documentation provides the evidence for the basis on which the auditor will draw the conclusion and evidence that the audit was planned and performed as per SA. So 6B was a little different question. 6B was different question. Five. In establishing the overall audit strategy, the auditor should ascertain the reporting objectives of the engagement. Explain with the example. Reporting objectives, explain with example. Model question. 5 wala is model question. Model question. No new variety. Then you have been appointed as an auditor of KMP Limited for the first time. Discuss briefly the factors to be considered while establishing overall audit strategy. First question when we write the notes. I forgot the code. Audit plan includes an NT of audit procedure to be performed by the engagement team members. No new variety, same model questions. Both. Okay. Third. Sorry. There are practical and legal limitations on the auditor's ability to obtain audit evidence. Explain with examples. And in certain audit subject matters, limitation on auditor's ability to detect misstatements are particularly significant. Discuss those mechanisms. So here in this RTP what ICI has done, they have asked a lot of questions with the examples. So mark 3A and B. 3A, 3B. So 3A is basically your FATO. Nature of audit procedures. Nature of financial reporting, timeliness of financial reporting and other matters, if you remember FATO wala code. So in this specifically they have covered what? Nature of audit procedure. One second. Nature of audit procedure. B wala part is the other matters. B wala is other matters. If you see. So both the questions they have asked FATO wala answer. You will find it in chapter number audit, nature of auditing wala chapter. But the answer is FATO. The question was different. Answer is same. So that's the reason we have marked this. 2B. Mr. Z, the auditor of a company different and capable limited for the financial year 22-23 explain to the audit team members about the objective of the independent auditor in accordance with the relevant essay. Explain those objectives. So essay 200 का objectives to give opinion and to prepare a report. Model question. An auditor before completion of the engagement is requested to change the engagement on which would provide a lower assurance. Justified, not justified, justified you should accept it, unjustified you should not accept it and withdraw from the engagement. Essay 210. So just mark this question number 1A. Question 1A. Clear? So descriptive we have got this different question which you need to revise it when you are before you appear for the exam. Please make sure you go revise and go. 27, 22, 23, 20B, 19, 17, 15, 16, 9A, 7B, 7A, 6B, 3A, 3B and 1A. 15 questions are there which are new questions. Let's go for correct, incorrect. Let's start. There is a direct relationship between detection risk and combined level of inherent and control risk. Direct, no. Inverse relationship. Inverse relationship. First is incorrect. For auditor's opinion, reasonable assurance is an absolute level of assurance. It is less than absolute level of assurance. We cannot ever obtain absolute level. Incorrect. Third, internally generated goodwill can be recognized as an asset. No. If it is purchased, then only. This is also incorrect. Fourth, sample size is not a valid criteria to distinguish between statistical and non-statistical approach. Correct. It is auditor's judgment, auditor's experience, where you want to use, whether you want to use for statistical sampling or whether you want to go for non-statistical sampling. Fifth, the inclusion of an EOM para in the audit report reflects the auditor's opinion. The inclusion of EOM para in the auditor's report affects the auditor's opinion? No. It is not a basis for judging the modification. No? EOM para includes, so you write the definition of EOM, you say it does not affect. Because just writing EOM, I'm not pointing out any mistakes. I'm just saying the management has disclosed in the FS, shareholders, members, there is some extra information in EOM para. A perceived opportunity to commit fraud may exist when an individual believes internal control can be overridden. I can see the fraud may exist when an individual believes internal control can be overridden. Maybe correct. 7. Control environment can prevent, detect and correct a material misstatement. No, they can only control it. They can't correct it. I may be wrong. An unexplained decrease in GP ratio may result due to fictitious sales. Fictitious sales से GP will not decrease, it will increase. It will increase. Incorrect. 7th का reason we need to check. Okay, 4 and 6 are correct. Incorrect. 4th is correct. 5th is incorrect. 4th and 6th are correct. All are incorrect. The control environment itself does not prevent or detect or correct the material misstatement. It may, however, influence the auditor's evaluation of the effectiveness of other controls and thereby auditor's assessment of risk of material misstatement. Clear? All are easy. Then MCQ. General MCQs. Come to general MCQs. Now, Mr. A, the auditor, Mr. B, the finance manager of XYZ Private Limited are friends. Mr. A prepares the audit report and according to the wishes and direction of Mr. B, in this situation, which essential quality of the auditor has been compromised? Friends है, उसकी बात सुन रहा है. He is listening to his talks. Sir, he is not independent here. 2. Dash occur when the auditor forms relationship with the client where they end up being too sympathetic to the client's interest. Sympathetic. I know it. I will favor it. Intimidation, though it's not there. Advocacy is not there. Familiarity. The persons with responsibility for overseeing the strategic direction of the entity and obligation related to accountability. Topmost people. Who are those topmost people in auditing language? So those charged with governance. Then, which of the following arises from the use of IT system? Same question is there in the module also. I mean, in terms of correct. Direct data changes, limited monitor access, no. Adequate segregation of data, no. Authorized use access of data. A. 4th is A. 5th, ABC Limited is engaged in manufacturing of electric two-wheelers. During the year, a customer has gone to the court due to the incident of fire in battery-operated vehicles. The damage claimed are to the tune of 5 lakhs. The company insists that the incident was due to improper charging of battery and has nothing to do with the manufacturing design of vehicle. The company lawyers advise that it is probable that the company is not likely to be held liable. Probable. It is likely to be reflected in the FS of the company. Under which head? Probability. Definition, audit of items of FS. See, module solving will not give you MCQ. Concept should be very clear. Contingent liability. C. Contingent liability. BABAC. All are right. Cool. Now come to descriptive MCQ. Story. CX has accepted the offer of conducting stat audit of financial statement of DOS Solutions Private Limited. Keeping in mind the requirement of standards on auditing, including those relating to SA 300, he plans so that it is conducted in an effective manner. He knows that because of inherent limitation of audit, there is always an audit risk in the audit of FS, even though audit is properly planned and performed as per SA. So full story is going. Considering the nature of operation of the company, he has decided to use sampling in performing audit procedures. The various areas of his testing include testing controls over revenues, expenditure, assets and liabilities of the company. Now, besides, he has decided to perform test of details in respect of all those areas of the FS. Now, while verifying the test of controls over purchases, he came across the fall on placed by the company based on the selected audit sample. He has erroneously concluded that as standards operating procedures for placing purchases are not being followed strictly and controls are less effective than they actually are. Oh, something is related here. We have studied this. Sampling risk. Then further, while testing controls over wage payments, he has tested 20 samples, 20 sample wage sheets of different sections of the society and finds that one wage sheet has not been signed by the authorized officer of the company. The rate of deviation was earlier set in by at 3%. Okay, sampling risk. During the course of designing procedures for selecting sample for verification of trade receivables, he has decided to divide trade receivable balance into group. Example, balance stratification is doing stratification. Balance in excess of 10 lakhs, balance in range of 75 to 10 lakhs, model point. Balance in range of 5 lakh to 750, balance in range of 250 to 5 lakhs, then and balance of 250 and below. He has planned to pick up different percentage of items from each of the above. Random sampling is chosen from each group using random number tables. Okay. Some of the trade payables of the company were outstanding since long, so he has decided to merely verify arithmetical accuracy of aging schedule and the reconciliation with books of account. Therefore, the nature of audit procedure, nature of financial reporting itself, and need for audit to be conducted within a reasonable period of time and at a reasonable period of cost all lead to inherent limitation of audit. So, full story it is. Now, you have to answer 5 MCQ based on the story. So, big MCQ 2 marks each MCQ. Now, the auditor has erroneously concluded the SOP for placing purchases are not being followed strictly. That is, controls are less effective than they actually are. So, controls are less effective. The controls are less effective than they actually are. Error 1. No, error 2. Controls are less effective. Sir, please you come. Then the actual error. It affects my audit efficiency. It is a sampling risk. So first question, C, audit efficiency. The auditor has tested 20 samples wage sheet in different sections of the society, sections of the company, and find that one wage sheet has not been signed by the authorized officer. It represents, he tested 20 and one is not signed. Actual rate of deviation. Third, which method of selecting samples for verification of trade receivables have been planned by the auditor? I told you stratification, stratified sampling. D, grouping. The auditor decided to merely verify arithmetical accuracy and reconciliation of aging schedule relating to trade payable. The use of the audit procedure can lead to what? I think I have paused it in between. I'll just repeat all those again. I don't remember, so I'll just tell you the answer of this is C, D, D, B, C. Second ka answer is C, D, D, B, C. First, Karthik, a CA student, is undergoing his article training as a part of engagement team conducting stat audit of MSc Auto Private Limited. Company engaged in manufacturing of automobiles spare parts. The company has its manufacturing facility located in Pimpri Chinchwad industrial belt near Pune. It is a profit-making one and one of the most sought after by banks in the area due to its good track records. The following is the extract of the financial information taken from pre-audit FS: share capital, loans, short-term, long-term inventories, trade receivable, revenue from operation, profit before tax. While growth in the schedule of long-term borrowings and books of accounts finds that the reduction of long-term borrowings of the company is on the full payment of term loan. Okay. In the month of April 22 from taken from a bank in past. I find that the change in respect of above loan is still existing on MCA portal. Subsisting means existing beyond stat period due to non-registration of charge satisfaction. He has read about assertions pertaining to balance sheet and income statement. However, he was not sure about the nomenclatures assigned to assertions pertaining to the balance sheet and income statement. The team also attended physical inventory count of the company as at the year end as per SA 501. Besides this, company's trade receivables have increased from 25,000 to 60,000 in the year 22-23. His understanding is that the increase in company's trade receivable as compared to last year signifies longer time taken by the company's customers to make their payments. Considering substantial rise in the revenue from operation of the company in the year under audit, team wants to ensure the revenues are not overstated. Based on the view, you have to answer this. Keeping in view description regarding full payment of term loan taken from a bank in past and non-negotiation of satisfaction of charge, which of the following is correct? Read and tell me. Which of the following is correct? Tell me guys, tell me. C looks more appropriate. C. The company is required to disclose in the FS as per schedule 3 because charge is an assertion charge. The company's short term borrowings have increased during the year 22-23 as compared to the last year. Which of the following, one of the following assertions is not relevant to the verification of short term borrowing? Loan ke liye which assertion is not relevant? Which odd one you will suggest? Okay, strike out the odd one. Loan is a balance sheet item, account balances, so valuation would be there, existence would be there, right is there, obligation is there any charge is there, and schedule 3 disclose. Occurrence I think is irrelevant. Valuation existence rahega. Completeness, it should be properly recorded. 2 guys B. Third, as regards team's attendance at physical inventory count process of company's inventories as per 501 is concerned, which of the following is not a relevant audit process? Not. You have to understand the question. It is not. Inventory. Inspection is there, test count is there, evaluating management instruction is there. Checking appropriateness of the method is not written there. B. It is not written in SA 501. Fourth, the company's trade receivable have increased during the year 22-23 as compared to the last year. Which of the following is most appropriate regarding understanding of Karthik on this issue? The company's trade receivable, that means debtors, have increased 22 as compared to the last year. Which of the following is most appropriate? That means correct. The view of Karthik is correct and is led to increased audit risk retaining to valuation of trade receivables. The team needs to go through trade receivables aging schedule to confirm it. The view of Karthik is incorrect. The view of Karthik is correct and it has led to increased audit risk pertaining to valuation of trade receivables. They have to perform direct confirmation procedure. The view of Karthik is correct and it has led to increased audit risk pertaining to trade receivables. They need to perform cut-off procedures. Incorrect. So trade receivables, sales must have increased. I would say it is incorrect. See, 3 are pointing towards correct and they have just changed the last words. So the which one is the odd one? B wala. So ideally you have to think like that also. The view of Karthik is incorrect. Last, the team want to ensure that the revenues of the company are not overstated. Okay, which of the following is not likely to be relevant audit process? Not likely. Confirmation say you can check, GST say sales, credit notes you can check, debit notes you will not check. C, B, 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 D. C, B, 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 D. C, B, B, D. C, B, 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 D. Babu. C, B, 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 D. All are right. So solving RTP gives you confidence, you know the level of ICI, how they can ask you the question. I hope things are clear to you. Okay guys, so all the best, aim for a rank or 70 plus, whichever is earlier, because I promised you Taj, if you get a rank or 70. So wherever you have studied, Ahmedabad face to face, Bangalore face to face, or Chennai face to face, Coimbatore face to face, okay, and or Bombay face to face, or you have studied through my video lecture, or you have studied through someone else, guys. Come on, guys, you can do it. You can do it. All the best. Aim for a rank or 70 plus, which is earlier. You can click the photos of all this question which we have marked. All this is important. It is important. Please solve this early. So follow, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, on Telegram. You can contact Telegram ka description. You can find it in the app. I mean in the description. Plus, you can call 844-844-8919 for any assistance. Okay. I hope I get to see you in CE final. All the best, guys. Bye bye. Take care.